Think about it. Question 1. What are the things the child sees on his way to the fair? Why does he lag behind? Answer. On his way to the fair, the child sees a flowering mustard field that looks like melting gold, dragonflies with gaudy purple wings, a lone black bee, and a butterfly flying from flower to flower. He also notices insects and worms crawling out of the soil to enjoy the sunshine. As he enters the fair, he sees a sweetmeat seller with gulab jamun, rasgulla, burfi, and jalebi, a flower seller selling garlands of gulmohur, a balloon seller with brightly colored balloons, a snake charmer playing the flute to a cobra, and a roundabout with men, women, and children enjoying the ride. The child lags behind because he is fascinated by everything he sees. He stops to admire the toys in the shops, watches the dragonflies and butterflies, observes the insects and worms, and gets distracted by the falling petals from the trees. His curiosity about the world around him makes him pause frequently, while his parents call him to keep up with them. Question 2. In the fair, he wants many things. What are they? Why does he move on without waiting for an answer? Answer. In the fair, the child desires several things. A toy from a shop, a burfi, his favorite sweet, from the sweetmeat seller, a garland of gulmohur from the flower seller, brightly colored balloons from the balloon seller, to listen to the music of the snake charmer, a ride on the roundabout. The child moves on without waiting for an answer because he already knows that his parents will refuse his requests. They would say he is greedy if he asked for sweets. They would find the garland cheap and unnecessary. They would say he is too old to play with balloons. They have forbidden him from listening to the snake charmer's music. Knowing their likely responses, he does not insist and silently moves forward, suppressing his desires. Question 3. When does he realize that he has lost his way? How have his anxiety and insecurity been described? Answer. The child realizes that he has lost his way when he reaches the roundabout and excitedly asks his parents for a ride. He receives no response and turns around to find that his parents are not there. He looks ahead, behind, and to both sides, but there is no sign of them. At that moment, fear grips him, and he understands that he is lost in the crowd. The child's anxiety and insecurity are described vividly in the story. A deep cry rises in his throat, and he runs frantically in all directions, shouting, "Mother, Father!" Tears roll down his cheeks, his face turns red, and he becomes panic-stricken. He runs to and fro, looking desperately among the crowd, but he cannot find his parents. His clothes become muddy, and his turban comes untied in his frantic search. He sobs uncontrollably, his cries getting more intense. Even when a kind man offers him sweets, balloons, and a ride, he refuses everything and only keeps crying for his mother and father. Question 4. Why does the lost child lose interest in the things that he had wanted earlier? Answer. The lost child loses interest in all the things he had previously desired because his only concern now is finding his parents. Earlier, he had been fascinated by toys, sweets, balloons, the snake charmer's music, and the roundabout. But once he realizes that he is lost, fear and anxiety take over. No longer does he care for sweets, balloons, or rides. He only wants the safety and comfort of his parents. Even when a kind man offers him all the things he had wished for, he refuses them and keeps crying, "I want my mother. I want my father." This shift highlights how love and security are more important to a child than material desires. Question 5. What do you think happens in the end? Does the child find his parents? Answer. The story does not explicitly mention whether the child finds his parents, leaving the ending open to interpretation. However, based on the kind man's efforts to console the child, it is possible that he helps reunite the boy with his parents. The child, however, is too overwhelmed with fear and sorrow to respond to any distractions. He rejects everything the man offers: sweets, balloons, garlands, and even a ride, showing that his only concern is finding his parents. A hopeful interpretation is that the man, being kind and responsible, would have helped search for the child's parents in the crowd, possibly reuniting them. However, the uncertainty of the ending leaves readers with a sense of suspense and emotional connection to the child's distress. Talk about it. How to ensure not to get lost. The story highlights the fear and distress of a lost child, emphasizing the importance of safety measures to avoid such situations. Here are some ways to ensure that a child does not get lost. Stay close to parents, guardians. Always hold hands or stay within sight of parents in crowded places like fairs or markets. Teach important information. Children should memorize their parents' names, phone numbers, and home address in case they get separated. Set a meeting point. Before entering a fair or public place, parents and children should agree on a specific location to meet if they get separated. Dress in bright, identifiable clothing. Wearing bright colors or unique outfits makes it easier for parents to spot their child in a crowd. Avoid talking to strangers. Teach children not to accept gifts or go anywhere with strangers, even if they seem kind. They should ask for help from uniformed officials or families with children instead. Stay calm and seek help. If a child realizes they are lost, they should stay in one place and look for a security officer, shopkeeper, or responsible adult for help. Use technology for safety. Parents can use ID bracelets, GPS tracking devices, or mobile apps to keep track of their children in crowded areas. By following these precautions, both parents and children can ensure a safe and enjoyable outing without the risk of getting lost.